Hello, I'm Miria Klein.
And I'm Haley Mitchell.
And this is RCHS News for the week of October 31st, 2016.
In this episode of RCHS News, we bring you stories about the freaky clown phenomenon that is gripping the nation.
We'll deconstruct the stereotypes that exist at Rchs County High School. After that, we'll bring you a probing looking at teen relationships.
Our education reporters take a look at how students at Ellenboro Elementary are using Skype to learn about geography.
While we are on the topic of education, we'll go to a story about senior Kelsey efforts to fulfill her hour of community service.
Then Tallman and Minor will deliver their highly anticipated story about the student dress code.
And last but not least, we will present our profile of Mrs. Sarah Doak.
First up, let's go to calendar update with Katie Bailey.
Katie Bailey, and this is your calendar update for October the 27th through November the 6th. On the 27th, there will be a home volleyball game, and Friday will be the last home football game. Come out and support your Rebel athletes. On the 29th, there is the cross-country states at Cabell Midland. Good luck, cross-country runners. On the 31st, the week of the 31st, it is College Exploration Week. On the 2nd, which is Wednesday, is the end of the second grading period. On the 4th, Friday, is the registration deadline for the December ACT. Don't forget. On the 31st, there is a Halloween costume contest. Whip out your best stuff. Students, remember there's after-school tutoring from 3:30 to 5:30. On Mondays, go to Miss Morgan's room for math and science. On Wednesdays, hit up Mr. McPeak's room for English, Spanish, and social studies.
Now for sports update with Tatum McCloy.
Hi, I'm Tatum McCloy. Today we asked one of our freshman cheerleaders how their season is going so far and what competitions they have coming up.
I think we're doing pretty good. We just need to get it together and work harder. Yeah, I think we look a lot better than last year.
The volleyball team is having a winning season this year, and senior night is coming this Thursday. The football team is 0-9 with a game coming up Friday against Grafton. The cross-country season has come to an end, except for two runners, Chase Sullivan and Clayton B., who advanced to the state finals this weekend. That was your sports update. I'm Tatum McCloy, signing out for RCHS News.
Now for our lead story about killer clowns.
The clown reportedly offering kids treats to lure them inside.
Creepy clowns have been hanging out in random parts of town.
It's a spooky trend that is popping up around the country.
Creepy clown sightings.
There have been 4 in the last 3 days. New developments tonight in the creepy clown craze. Reports keep coming in.
I know you've surely heard about a few of them, but they are causing some new concerns here in North Texas.
Hi, I'm Tatum McCloy with RCHS News. And with clown sightings getting closer and closer to Rchs County, we asked some of this year's students and staff what are their thoughts on these mysterious creatures. I'm here with Zach Klein to ask him a few questions about these mysterious clowns. What are your thoughts on the recent clown sightings?
I just think it's kind of stupid. Like, why would you try to scare people? I mean, they're going to freak out and they're going to try to hurt you.
What would you do if you did encounter one of these clowns?
If it was near my house or near any of my family, I'd probably try to defend myself, and if it tried to attack me, I'd kill it.
I'm here with Ryan Morton to ask him about these terrorizing clowns. Have you ever encountered one of these clowns?
No, thankfully no, or I might be dead. I mean, these clowns have knives, they got guns, they got freaking chainsaws. Bah! It's scary, it's scary.
How do you think we should stop these clowns?
Everyone just stop going outside. If no one goes outside, what are they gonna do? Break into your door? That's their mistake.
I'm here with Head of Security Officer Davis to ask him what is the safety precautions if there is a clown threat.
Well, first of all, they should go and see if they flinch. And if they flinch, then you know that they're not real. So, especially if they don't have any candy where you can go up and ask, you know, if they don't have anything that they're giving out, I would just be really careful with them. But again, if you just go like that and they jump, then they're not really a clown, because you see I just scared them. But I think you'll probably see a lot of clowns during trick-or-treat time or Halloween. It is the costume season. But overall, again, anything afterwards or before, it's kind of like against the law in West Virginia to wear masks on public thoroughways or sidewalks, going in government buildings. So we're going to put a stop to it. They're really scary. I don't want them scaring my kids. I don't want them scaring you. They could be potentially dangerous. For instance, if they say, "Come here, little kid, I got some money for you," or they present a knife or a weapon, that's when I'm going to roll in my squad car. If I see that happening, I'm going to roll in, flip on the old lights, hit them with the spotlight. I'm going to be going up, taking them down. I think I'm going to get out of my car, I'm going to run after them, I'm just going to take them down on the ground. And then they're going in the back, I'm going to go to the regional jail. If they do have candy, I'll probably take the candy.
Davis, thank you for the interview.
Hey, no problem, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Good. Anytime.
Oh shoot, we forgot the mic, dude. We forgot the mic. As you can see, most of these clown sightings are fake, but always keep safe. I'm Tate McCloy, signing out for RCHS News. I got this!
Do you ever feel like you've been stereotyped? We hope this report might dispel some of those myths about the people you know.
We are here today to investigate the stereotypes that the cliques at RCHS experience. Are they as bad as some people make them out to be? Stay tuned and figure it out.
Football players are visualized as the big guys, maybe even jerks. They are the heartthrobs of the school, but are impossibly unintelligent. Is this really the case? Ryan explains the typical stereotypes of football players.
Oh, I think as a football player, it's probably a little bit rowdy, not too intelligent, just being overwhelming.
Ryan concedes that he has been seen as a bully because he plays a violent sport.
Oh yeah, definitely. So some people just don't want to mess with me every time they see me walking by because they know I play a violent sport.
He believes that stereotypes are a big deal as opposed to the others.
I mean, some people are judged before just because of what they do or who they are, and that just happens.
Oppressed and always seen negatively, the cheerleaders can never run away from labels. In the movies, they are seen as popular, easy, and the high school sweethearts. But is that true? Angel Utter is a RCHS cheerleader with the wisdom of what being a cheerleader really feels like.
Most people think, whenever they think of cheerleaders, as being like judgmental and we're in our own little clique and we can't get along with anyone, or provocative.
Angel digresses by stating a positive instead of the negatives.
I think the most positive effect is whenever we're cheering at games and you have like the little girls that comes down in front of the fence, or younger cheerleaders and they're trying to like follow along, do the cheers with us, and it's cute, or I don't know, it just makes them feel good about themselves, and like we just make them happy, I guess, and it's a cute little thing.
She finishes her discussion with Zoe by telling Zoe the values of what a team is, inside and out.
I think everyone over-exaggerates the big deal about the whole cliques and who's better than who and everything. I think during sports you're all a team and you come together as one, but out of practice and at school you kind of just, you have your own other friends that you just go to.
High school bands are, like the cheerleaders, extremely seen as something they really aren't. Labels include being freaks, masterminds, and even part of a cult. Is this the cold truth? Hannah Law is the Rebel Band's president. She knows the life of a band kid, stereotypes or not.
Well, I think a lot of people think that band kids are kind of geeky or nerdy or kind of out there compared to the average student, which I wouldn't deny, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people crack it up to be.
She overcomes the negatives by describing what it's like to be underestimated thanks to assumptions.
Yeah, I think there is. You know, a lot of people overestimate you and a lot of people underestimate you. And when they underestimate you, it can be a pretty good thing because you get to show them up and show, hey, we're capable of doing things other than just playing in the stands.
Law finishes by asking to be treated like a regular student.
The one thing that I would want sort of dispelled is that I want us to be treated like a regular student a lot more often other than just those group of band kids.
Going to work after graduating instead of going to college is something that is very looked down upon. Seeking further education should be the plan, and if not followed, can result in being called unintelligent or worse. But is this true for everyone? Being in mauve tie is something that Jake Sears talks to us about. He concedes by stating that others see him, upon others, as ignorant or even abusers of illegal substances.
I think because I get a mauve tie, people think that I'm not as smart as other people and that all we do is rub snuff and drink and that we're all hicks.
He urges that students who attend mauve tie are much smarter than the others perceive them to be.
People that get a mauve tie are smart, unlike what people think we are. People think that we're dumb and don't have the common sense that others do.
He concludes by stating that stereotypes aren't true, so why make them a big deal?
I don't think stereotypes are that big of a deal because most of them aren't true. A lot of the stereotypes are wrong.
As you can see, the RCHS stereotypes are not as big a deal as people make them out to be. This is Zoe Reed, signing out.
For our next report, we bring you this investigation of student relationships at RCHS.
From preschool puppy love to growing old together, we're here to find out the different circumstances of high school sweethearts. We talked to Clayton Lamp and Amanda Mowry to find out their perspective on dating someone who attends the same school.
I think the biggest challenge is when you get into an argument and you have to settle your differences. Well, I think it affects school in a good way because we help each other study if we have the same classes.
I probably wouldn't even be a junior right now if she didn't help me through everything.
I think that students should wait until they're at least out of high school to get engaged, and if you want to have some kind of commitment besides dating, I think you should get promise rings.
I'm glad to have someone else there with me at all times.
We interviewed Caitlin Lonis to uncover the truth about dating someone who is in college.
The hardest part is not getting to see them all the time. It doesn't really affect me in school because usually I come home, I do my homework, and then I usually talk to them. I think people should wait till they're out of high school and see where it leads to them in college, because you don't know if that's the right person, because you're going to go to a different you're going to possibly go to a different college or somewhere else, and you'll find someone else, like it always happens.
Then we spoke to the experts to see their view on if high school relationships last.
There might be a high school relationship that lasts, but the chances are against that happening because people grow and change in different ways. The world puts a lot of pressure on us, and you sometimes have to adapt, and sometimes that means relationship isn't going to work out.
For the most part, no, I don't think they last. I think you evolve and mature into a different person once you're in your 20s or so, and so you don't necessarily want to stay with the same person that you are with now.
Of course, there's always the option of being a single Pringle like E.T. Simmons.
Honestly, I don't really hate it because then I get more people to come and ask me about opinions on their relationships and how I can help them with it and stuff.
The truth is, studies show engagements while couples are still teens have a 54% chance of divorce, while couples who wait until age 25 to engage have a 78% chance of marriage success. Will your relationship last?
Up next, we want you to see our report about how elementary students are using Skype to make learning about geography just a little bit more fun.
Do you know what state the Green Mountains are located in? What about Lake Champlain? Ever heard of Montpelier? Well, you can bet that Mrs. Brewer's 3rd grade class at Elmborough Elementary School has, thanks to an innovative geography lesson called Mystery Skype that lets students from faraway places ask questions to one another in order to infer where each other is located. Mrs. Brewer says her students are learning a lot from the lesson.
They are learning a lot of different things, the difference between states and countries, which I kind of assumed they knew more than what they did.
Brewer says the lesson took a lot of preparation.
I think there's a lot you need to prepare for. I think we kind of underestimated it at the beginning.
But according to Brewer, the benefits of the lesson far outweighed any downside.
As they're exposed to technology, they get to, meet classes from different states, and they're learning to work together as a team.
Madalia Schaefer told us what she learned from the Skype.
Just different facts about Vermont.
We asked her what her favorite aspect of Mystery Skype was. Here's what she said.
I don't really have a favorite part. I liked it all.
3rd grader Trayton Howell also seemed to really enjoy participating in Mystery Skype.
Well, my favorite part was when they figured out us, and I was like, oh my goodness, they're good.
It is clear that students learned key facts about their Mystery Skype counterparts in Vermont.
Well, I learned that they make syrup, which is the same as Alex.
Technology integration specialist Sonia Hott, who coordinated the Mystery Skype lesson, says that students' knowledge of geography has grown from this unique activity.
When we began the activity, they did not know the difference between the countries around us and the difference between cities and states. And now that we've had about 3 weeks of practice, they can now differentiate between cities and the countries around us.
One strength of the lesson is that it requires students to take charge of a specific responsibility in their group.
Every student had a job that they were to do. We had question makers, and then we had researchers who would answer what the other school asked us. And then we had a speaker who also marked off on the map. And then we had a person ask the questions and a person answer the questions they ask.
She also thinks the lesson could work at high school level.
With the high school, I want to do a different country and see if we can figure that out. And I think that you could get more in depth, and I think it would be a little bit more competitive, and that the high schoolers would really get into it.
One thing is for sure, Mrs. Brewer's 3rd graders at Elmborough Elementary School will probably never look at Vermont or Skype the same way.
Now for our report about Kelsey Drinko's great volunteer adventure.
Get to go play with some puppies and some cats. Super excited! Kelsey's great adventure on community service.
So I can help you?
Hi, this is Kelsey Drinko, and I'm a senior here at Rchs County High School, and I have to have an hour of community service. Would it be okay if I came and did an hour of community service there on Friday?
On Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work, yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're going to the Humane Society. I'm gonna go play with some dogs and some cats. Hopefully I don't have to clean up any poop. That would be a bummer. This is for my senior community service. We're on our way there now, if you haven't noticed. And my car just did something weird. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited. Hopefully none of the dogs attack me. That would be a bummer. Oh yeah, that's it. We have to have an hour of community service for our senior year.
Only an hour? I thought you were here for the day.
I wish.
So you're coming from school?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And you'll have to sign this and stuff, but that's it. He has to do it too.
Okay. All right. And so what's your names?
Kelsey.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm Judy Watson, director here. So do you like cats or dogs best?
Dogs.
So you can go do different things if you want to.
Okay.
probably if you're only here for an hour, the best thing you could do would just be socialize and love on the animals. Not like we're gonna make you. Socialization's just as important as cleaning, but we never get time to do much socialization. So we try to love on them as we're doing their pens. So if you guys want to do that, you can go down with dogs for a little bit.
Okay.
Do that, and then you can go up in the new building where the cats are.
Okay.
Kelsey, how did volunteering go?
It was pretty awesome. I thought maybe I was gonna have to do some dirty work, you know, but like since we were only here for an hour, I really just got to play with the animals, and it was a lot of fun.
How did it make you feel? Make you feel really good about it?
Yeah, it makes me feel really, really good. I loved seeing like the excitement on the dogs' faces whenever they got out of the cage and like how they would just run around and stuff, and it made me feel really good that I could play with them.
Which was your favorite dog?
I really liked Jake. He was a beagle, and I really, really liked him. I want to take him home, but I wanted to take them all home. Like they were all my I really liked them all. So
They were all pretty amazing. Was it as fun as you thought it'd be?
honestly, it was a lot funner than what I thought it'd be. So
It was really fun.
yeah, it was really fun.
Just watching the big black lab, watching him like run around and play was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Would you volunteer here again?
Yes, I would definitely volunteer here again. It was a lot of fun. I really liked the staff here, and I just love the animals. So
Would you like to do it for a lot more than 1 hour?
yes, I'd like to do it for a whole day. I'd dedicate my Saturday to playing with some animals. So
Would you recommend volunteering here to other seniors or anybody who wants to just go volunteer?
oh yes, I highly recommend it because normally community service, like nothing against community service, it's an awesome thing. But normally you're not doing something that like you want to be doing. And I mean, majority of the people love dogs and cats and stuff, and then like come here and you can just play with them all day if you want to. It's really fun. No. Don't even think about it.
For our penultimate story, Tallman and Minor stripped down the RCHS dress code policy to bare essentials.
Throughout the years, Ritchie County High School students have had some confusion on the dress code stated in the student handbook. We sat down with Vice Principal Caleb Lawrence to discuss this very serious issue.
I only deal with the male students on dress code. Miss Wagner and Miss Teresa do with the females.
How many students have been sent to the office due to dress code violations?
I'd say the males probably just 4 or 5 only this year so far.
What is the most common break in the dress code for males?
For the boys, 90% of the time it's to have a hat on. Now we allowed sleeveless. When it was warmer, we had the whole sides cut out. That's still a violation. So hats and too much cut out of sleeveless shirt.
This is what Kelly Wagner has to say about the school dress code.
I'm going to say it's usually things that are too short, a dress that's too short, shorts that are too short, and I think students put them on in the morning, and you know, as long as you're standing up straight, they might be okay, but as soon as you're sitting down in the seat or they get riding up, that's probably our biggest one.
How many females have you had to deal with just this year for break of dress code?
I'm guessing probably about 15. A lot of them is more first-time violations that I may grab them. One day we had a girl with spaghetti straps. Go put a T-shirt on one. Talk to them about, you know, that's cued out somewhere else, but not appropriate for school. Not a lot of second-time repeaters because it's cool in here. It's not hot and like you're outside and things like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your student dress code for Ritchie County High School. And if you have any questions, feel free to go to page 8 in your student handbook. And remember, if you have any second thoughts on what you're wearing, don't wear it!
And last but not least, we give you another installment of our profile series. This week we present Mrs. Sarah Doak.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Doak. I teach at Rchs County High School, and I teach freshman English and theater 1, 2, and 3. I had a lot of influences on my life as I grew up. I knew at a very early age that I wanted to become a teacher. One of my biggest influence was my fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Hager. Mrs. Hager was very, very proper, and I remember her drinking tea. She never drank coffee, she drank tea out of a coffee cup, and she put lipstick on and had perfect little lipstick prints on her coffee cup. And so I would go home and I would mimic that. For the most part, I try to pick novels that the students can relate to. And I've learned that sometimes the classics don't always do that. I would have to say my favorite writer is Karen Kingsbury. She's a contemporary Christian author, and her books are, they're just amazing, life-changing. I am very passionate about singing. I sing a lot in church. I've grown up singing. Whenever I was 2 years old, that's whenever I began to sing in church, and so it's become another way to express myself. I would have to say taking my kids to the beach for the first time. I remember as a kid going to the ocean and that coming up over the bridge and seeing the ocean for the first time, and it was just such an impact on my life because there's nothing like seeing the ocean for the first time, and to see my kids experience that and for them to have that memory now at a very young age it was very special to me. I believe that I don't only teach English, but I teach life lessons as well. I pull in real life situations and try to connect with the students and build relationships with them. And I hope that they walk out of here with more than just learning where to put a comma or learning more about writing and finding a love for reading, but finding themselves as well.
And that concludes another episode of RCHS News. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you